We all use key cards and locked doors every single day, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about the invisible logic that's actually running the show? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're pulling back the curtain on the surprisingly smart rules that decide who gets in and when. So let me just ask you this. Is that key card in your wallet a lot smarter than you think? The answer is almost definitely yes. See, that simple piece of plastic isn't just a key. It's part of a really complex system that's running a whole secret set of rules. And we're about to dive in. Access control is so much more than just a simple open or closed. It's a whole system of clever logic that's built to solve very specific real-world security problems. And today, we're going to unlock some of its biggest secrets. First up, we've got a classic security headache, the passback. You know what I'm talking about. It's where one person badges in and then just hands their card back to their buddy to let them in too. It's a super common, very human loophole. So how do systems actually stop this? Well, the solution is called Anti-Passback, or APB for short. Now, the key thing to understand here is that for APB to even work, you have to have a card reader on both sides of the door. The system has to know when you go in and when you go out. A simple push button to exit from the inside, that just won't cut it. Okay, so how does it work? There are basically two main flavors. First, you've got hard APB, and it is ruthless. If the system saw you badge in, it will flat out deny you access if you try to badge in again. The logic is, hey, you're already inside. But there's a risk, right? If you tailgate someone in without badging, you're now trapped. Then there's soft APB, which is a lot more forgiving. It'll still let you in, but it silently sends a passback violation alarm to security. So no one gets stuck, but someone definitely knows you broke the rules. But what about a parking garage? You can't exactly trap a car in there, and you really need to stop someone from badging in and just passing the car to the car right behind them. Hard and soft APB, they don't quite fit the bill here. So what's the solution? This is where timed APB comes in, and it's brilliant. It's so simple. When you swipe your card, a little timer starts, let's say for 2 minutes. And for that 2-minute window, your card is completely disabled at that specific reader. You just can't hand it back. It's useless to the person behind you. By the time the timer runs out, your car is long gone. Problem solved. All right, let's level up. We're moving on to a much higher stakes problem, securing places like a data center, a hospital clean room, or a cash counting room. In these places, you can never, ever, ever have 2 doors open at the same time. This calls for some seriously strict logic. The solution is called an interlock, but it's got a much cooler, more dramatic nickname, the man trap. And honestly, that name perfectly describes what it does. It creates this small, secure little room where a person is, for a moment, trapped between 2 locked doors. The logic behind the man trap is just unbreakable. This quote from actual security programming guides says it all. Door B cannot open unless door A is physically closed. It's a simple, powerful, hardware-enforced rule. No getting around it. So how does the system know if a door is physically closed? It's not magic. It all comes down to a small, simple sensor called a door position switch, or DPS. If that switch on door A says it's open, even just a crack, the interlock logic kicks in instantly. The system literally cuts the power to door B's lock. You can stand there and swipe your card all day at door B. Absolutely nothing is going to happen until door A is clicked fully shut. Now, that sounds pretty intense, I know. But here's the absolutely crucial safety feature that's built into every single one of these systems. The moment a fire alarm goes off, all that strict interlock logic is immediately suspended. Both doors unlock. It's designed to let you get out fast. You will never, ever be trapped in a real emergency. Okay, let's switch gears and look at a much more common problem. Lots of offices have doors that automatically unlock at, say, 8 a.m. Super convenient, but what happens on a snow day or a holiday when nobody shows up? Well, the building unlocks itself to a completely empty parking lot, leaving it totally vulnerable. The solution to this is so elegant. It's called the first person in rule. Basically, the system has the unlock schedule programmed in. But there's a catch. The schedule doesn't actually start until the first authorized person, like a manager, badges in for the day. It's waiting for that human trigger. This timeline shows you exactly how it works. At 8 a.m., the schedule is supposed to start, but the door stays locked. Then, at 8:15, a manager swipes their card. That is the trigger. That one swipe tells the system, okay, we're open for business now, and only then does the door unlock for everybody else. If no one ever shows up, that building stays safe and secure all day long. All right, for our last secret, we're going to shift from these passive rules that just run in the background to something you can actively control. Did you have any idea that your simple little badge can be programmed to work like a remote control, sending specific commands right to the system? Just look at these examples. You can program a reader so that if you swipe your card twice in a row, it toggles the door from unlocked to locked. Think about a teacher securing a classroom in an instant. Or, get this, swiping it 3 times could arm the entire building's alarm system. Your badge suddenly becomes a command terminal, no computer needed. So, let's do a quick recap of everything we've unlocked today. We've seen how anti-passback rules stop people from sharing their cards. We've looked at how high-security man-traps create that unbreakable airlock. We learned how first-person-in logic adds a layer of common sense to schedules. And finally, how your own badge can be a secret remote control. So the next time you swipe your card, you'll know it's doing so much more than just opening a door. It's taking part in this complex, logical system, which kind of leaves us with one last thought. Now that you know the hidden rules for doors, what other invisible logic is out there running the world all around you?